Hey everyone, my name is Anton. This channel is dedicated to just church creatives and anyone who's really creative, but really I'm going to focus it more on the church creativity of just people who are on a creative team or need to learn or want to be on a creative team. This channel is for you. I found that whenever I was looking it up, there wasn't that many channels that dedicated it to church ministry. I've been working with my church now. I freelance out to them for about probably the last 3.5 years or so. This video is going to talk about some of the gear that I use. I go to a smaller church in Louisiana, so we don't have the budgets that like Church of the Highlands or your Elevations or anything like that has, and I figure that a lot of churches don't. So that's kind of why I'm making this video as well, is because what do you get with a budget that's not their budget? Like, what's the best gear? So this is just the gear that I use. Some of this is my own personal gear, and some of this is the church's gear. So I'm just gonna kind of explain what I have, why I have it, some of the pros to it. In this video, I'm gonna have all my gear that I have. It's gonna be all listed down below. I'm gonna break this video up into some sections. So it's gonna be cameras, lenses, lighting, audio, drone, and miscellaneous. So starting off, we're gonna start with the cameras that we use. We use the A7 IIs, Sony A7 II. I love this camera so much. It is super easy to use. Whenever I say easy to use, we have like a volunteer creative team, and I will give them this camera, explain it once to them, and they can pretty much figure it out. Everything's pretty much laid out to where someone can pick it up pretty quickly and use it really easily with no experience. It's a great hybrid camera as well, so it takes phenomenal photos and it also takes amazing videos. That's actually what I'm shooting this with right now, is an A7 II with a 24-70 lens. So, and I'll get into lenses in a minute. Definitely the A7 II if you want to look at something and if you want something that shoots amazing. Like I said, this is what I'm shooting this video on right now. I love this camera. So the camera that we had before the A7 IIs was a 6400. That camera was great. We use it still. It's more of like if we go on like a testimony shoot and we have a 3-camera setup, we'll use that one as our like side profile or maybe like our B-roll cam, but we're not going to use that as our main anymore because we really just like the look of the A7 IIs. So, but I mean, it's still a great camera. It takes great photos. It's easy. It's small, so it's compact. It's easy to hold in your hand, especially like if you're trying to not show that if you don't want people to know that you have a camera, it's a very easy camera to hide. It was the first camera that I ever learned on, which was great. The first Sony camera that I learned on. Before I was a Canon person, because the school that I went to, that's what they shot with. And that's what I learned on, and I was like, I can never switch. And then I switched to Sony, and I have never been happier. Sony's the best. Sony, sponsor me. I love you. The next thing is lenses. Lenses make or break you. They're the best part. You can have a not as good camera, but if you have a good lens, you are set. The first lens that we really got and started using was the 24-70, which is what I'm shooting this on right now. Love this. Gives great bokeh. You can see the background of me. It's blurred out. It's a great mid-range, so you can get those like wider shots. Like it can do a nice wide, but it can also tuck in, get closer. You have that 24-70 millimeter range to adjust to. Yeah, I love this lens. It's a great lens. The problem that we were having with it was that we got into a newer building, and the stage was farther, so the 70 wouldn't reach as far. So if your stage is farther out, then maybe look into the next lens, which is my favorite lens that we've ever owned. We use it all the time. It's super versatile. It is a 70-200. So it takes the 24-70, gets rid of the 24-69, gets rid of that, puts on the 70-200. I mean, I can shoot that mid-range, like I can be far away, and get like a nice shot, but also get far away from my subject and shoot super close to them because I could just push it all the way in. I love this lens. It's a great lens, especially for like what I was saying, our stage is farther. We don't like to walk down the aisles to get our photos. We like to stay towards the back of our of the congregation so that we're not a distraction. And this lens is just great for that. It's a great lens. If you are a creative and you're looking for a good lens and you want just one lens that kind of does everything, this is it. The next lens is an 85. That's my wife and I's personal lens. We bought that one a couple years back. I love this lens as well. It's a great for headshots. It's great for, it punches in a little further than that 70, but it's not super close like you get with that 200. We use that a lot for just like portraits or like just to get that nice, the background, the bokeh. That it has phenomenal bokeh. It's small. Like the 70 to 200 is pretty big. The 70 to 24 is pretty, it can get pretty big because it zooms out, so it like stretches out. So it can get kind of big, a little bulky, but the 85 is a prime lens. It's literally right there. I love this lens. It's a great lens. And then I feel like everyone just kind of needs a nifty 50. So the next lens is our nifty 50. We use this more for, again, kind of like portraits. It's versatile. I feel like everyone just kind of has one in their arsenal. The next thing that I'm going to talk about is our lighting. We don't really have a lot of lighting stuff. Our lighting, we just have about like 8 of the same type of lights. They're all newer lights. They're like flat. I'll put a picture. We don't use them as much as we use everything else. I use them for whenever I shoot the news, probably like once a month. Once a month I shoot news. And then anytime that we have like testimonies or any big shoots like that and we need to put light on people, we use them for that. But we don't use them in our day-to-day. We don't use them whenever on Sundays unless we have a big video to shoot. Okay, next up is audio. Audio, we were using the Rode Go 2 or Go 2 mic. It's a great mic. You can put it as a boom. You can put it onto your camera. I edit news for my church, and it would kind of get annoying because you would have to sync up you'd have to put like a clap to like sync up the audio with the footage. So we switched from that to DJI mics. We have the DJI Mic 2s. I love these mics. I'm using one right now. It's a great mic. Sounds amazing once you get the settings right. I did not have the settings right for the longest time, and it would peak everything. And I was like, man, I thought these mics were supposed to be good. I need to bring it back. And then I realized, oh, I'm just dumb and didn't set them. I just did factory whatever it came as. I'll do a review of these mics and kind of go more into detail of what these mics do. They're great mics though. So the next is drone. So the church bought a Mini, the very first Mini that ever came out. It was a good drone, lasted for a long time, but we were just looking for an upgrade. So whenever the Mini 4 Pro came out, I was like to my wife, hey, we should buy this for the church, this thing, and just for our business in general. This thing looks really good. It's small, it's easy to fly. I have confidence in flying it. I really had never flown a drone besides I didn't even really like flying the Mini, the first Mini that the church had, because I had a little accident where I crashed it into someone's car as they were getting into it at church. It was very awkward. So I didn't really like flying them. Now this, I am super confident. I will literally like lose it while it's flying and then just kind of like figure it out. I used to be terrified of that. One of the reasons that we wanted to get a new drone for the church, and just for my business, so this is my personal drone, is it can shoot real style and it also can shoot landscape. So regular video, it will be like to the side, but you can also flip it with just a click of a button and it'll flip for you and you can shoot reels. But I will do a breakdown of our drone and why we got that one as well in a separate video. But yeah, definitely would look at getting a drone eventually because it kind of changes the game, especially for your church. So now we're going to kind of go into just like the miscellaneous stuff that we have that we use at least twice a year, but aren't that crucial to our. The first thing up is our green screen. We use that probably once a year for like a week. We use the green screen. We also have, in that kind of cadence, a black backdrop, and then we also have an off-white beige backdrop. So backdrops are cool. We don't use them very often. Next up is tripods. Now tripods we do use all the time, but I just put it with the miscellaneous because I didn't really want to put a whole category for it. The tripods that we use is we have one that's a newer. It's really nice. That one we just had got probably like within the last year. Really like it. I'll list that one down below, and then a couple other ones that I'm not really sure of the name, but if I figure it out, I'll list those below as well. Tripods are really important for those study shots that, especially if you're doing testimonies or anything like that. Definitely get yourself a tripod. The last on our list of miscellaneous, and just last on our list in general, is not really a physical thing, but it is a program that we use to find music, and that is Artlist. This is not sponsored by Artlist, but we like them a lot to just find our music. We know that it's going to be royalty free. It sounds great. It's easy to find music. So definitely look at, if you are a creative team kind of wanting it to get more royalty free type of music, definitely look into a program that would benefit you. But yeah, I'm going to link down everything that I can find. If there's stuff that I can't find, I will try to find something close to it. But yeah, so I'm going to end the video here. Thank y'all for just being here. This one I think is going to be a little bit of a longer video. But yeah, if you liked it, please drop a like, comment down below on maybe like some of the gear that you're using for your church. But yeah, and just don't forget to learn, create, and inspire. See y'all in the next one.